who are sharp, in some cases pretty imaginative, and they don't do anything. And
why do you think that is?
I don't think they've understood that you can sleep when you're dead. They've already started napping. I don't know the answer to your question because, you don't want to probe them too much because you don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, but you kind of explore a little bit. What are you doing next? And so on. They seem to reach a point where they think they are busy, but it's not the kind of intellectual life that I, for one, have always thought is what keeps you going. I had a dear friend who was my first college roommate, actually, a guy named Rudy Heider that lived in St. Petersburg. He died a couple of weeks ago. And Rudy was still playing tennis a year ago. That was great. But the thing about him was he was interested in everything. And you could introduce any kind of topic. And Rudy was right there on top of it. So he didn't just play tennis to keep his blood flowing. The blood was flowing up here all the time. I thought he was my hero, and I was sure sorry to see him go, but he ran out of steam finally. But he's an aberration that most of the people I know at a certain point send emails to each other about how terrible it is to have backaches and, one bad eye and their hair's falling out and so forth and so on. You can worry about that when you're dead, right? We have a particular friend who seems to have no sense of self-determination, really, and a feeble self-confidence. It's a lacking of self-confidence, a feeling of independence. If presented with the 100 barrels of hay, I'm afraid she would starve. Because, for whatever reason, she's unwilling or unable to go and say, the hell with it, I'm just going to eat this barrel and see what happens. Maybe I'll get a stomachache, but then maybe there's something in that hay that I don't know about that's going to lead me to something else. So it's an attitude, isn't it? I mean, it's a kind of a thing that may stem from upbringing. I think that when you're very small and you start soaking up the world and you're inarticulate, you got your eyes going, your ears, and you begin to absorb what's happening. And if something or somebody begins to defeat you, you stop listening, you stop watching, and you lose that urge to just do something. Maybe we aren't all built that way. I just don't know. I only have myself and a couple of close friends to judge from. But your remark about the world being, you used to say the world is our oyster. Well, it certainly is now, because you have access to everything if you want to. Think of the number of people that you've probably met who won't listen to the news. Makes them nervous. They don't want to hear bad things. And news, by definition, is the bad stuff. Happy news doesn't sell, right?
Yeah.
But it helps to know what the rest of the world's mental processes are if you pay attention. If that makes you too nervous, I don't know, you ought to go live on the top of a mountain and pick berries. And
some people do that, and they like it.
I know, and they're happy, and they're wasting a very valuable resource because you only get one. I don't care what anybody thinks about reincarnation and all that kind of. I know you get one shot, and some people have their shot abbreviated, which is tragic. But if you're around, the world's your oyster. So
absolutely.
Anyway, I didn't mean to bend your ear too much about that. I'm not much of a philosopher.
I liked. Well,
I never expected to
bring it out in us.
I never expected to be here at 91 anyway. I faced my mortality a long time ago, but Petra made me stop drinking. That helped. And because I did a lot of that. I was really good at that and really bad. And I've had 3 careers, so what the hell? And it's
Wow.
take every chance you get, as long as it won't cut your head off. But do not jump off of a cliff with a flying suit. That's the wrong thing to do.